because less than 3% of you people read books. Listen to me. Television is not the truth. Television is a goddamn amusement park. Television is a circus, a carnival, a traveling troupe of acrobats, storytellers, dancers, singers, jugglers, sideshow freaks, lion tamers, and football players. We'll tell you anything you want to hear. We lie like hell. We'll tell you any shit you want to hear. We deal in illusions, man. None of it is true. You're beginning to believe the illusions. This is mass madness, you maniac. In God's name, you people are the real thing. We are the illusion.
Welcome to episode number 11 of the Idiotbox Television. I'm Troy.
My name is Weepy.
And I'm Drummer, y'all. Thanks for checking in.
Thank you for checking in. We got a great show for you guys today. Also want to make sure that you guys, please go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube whenever you get a chance. The links are on the Facebook page. We would really appreciate it. We're growing slowly but surely. Yep. Yes. So we're really pleased. We're really pleased with that. So let's what do you think about doing a roll call?
Let's see. We got 5 out there so far. So
we got 5 people.
We'd like for you guys to comment. Let's say who's out there right now. I see Jackie Lee Reed. What's going on, Jackie? That's my family from Long Beach, California. We've been knowing each other a long time.
Long Beach.
Thanks for joining in, Jackie.
Yeah, thank you, Jackie. Thank you for joining into the show. Make sure you comment. We really want to hear your voice.
Definitely.
Whether you come on, click the green room or just comment.
Peaches Browns, she said, I'm first. She gets the t-shirt.
Oh, the t-shirt, huh? Oh, man, yeah. So the t-shirt, let's just make this clear.
Yeah.
The t-shirt is every first Thursday of the month. So yeah, we ain't got deep pockets where we could give out t-shirts. So if you guys go to the site and buy a few, maybe we could do t-shirts every week.
Yeah.
But right now we don't have the deep pockets. So if you go to troyeverett.net and click on shop, we actually redid it. There's new merchandise on there. We got hats, we've got mugs, we've got what do you call them, Drummer? Where it's cold, where people live where it's cold. Beanie caps.
Hoodies.
Beanie caps. Oh, the hoodies will be next week. Yep.
And they got the balls on them for the women on the top. Now wait, we got Grant Roddy's up in here. Grant's back. What's up, Grant? And also Vera Brown said, I'm next. So she wants her t-shirt too.
Oh, she wants a t-shirt too. Well, make sure you are on every week, but especially come on during
she is on every week. She's on every week.
Oh, Miss Brown, yes, she's on every week.
Are you all right?
Thank you. All right?
Troy's nervous today, y'all. So
yeah, we're having a little technical difficulties on the back end, but you guys can't see it. It looks pretty good to us.
Yeah, it does.
So
we're having some problems.
Who else we got out there?
We got Jackie Lee Reed again saying hello, like I said. How you doing there, Jackie? Okay, so we got 13 people, but only 3 people saying they out there. What is going on?
Yeah, that's what we can never understand. We talk about this after we do like a little small debrief after every show, and we're like, dang, we got all these viewers, but nobody ever says anything, or nobody ever really comes on to the green room. So if you guys we got Tommy. Mr. Brown is on. Tommy Brown, Breon. Hey, all right. Now here we go.
Right. We got Terry Miller. We got Terry and Marquand. They said they out and about doing their thing, making money. So they just wanted to stop through and say hello. We appreciate it. Deborah Jones is saying greetings, Mrs. Jones. Tommy Brown, he said he's on. Brandon Haywood, and of course Art. What's up? Where you been?
Our comedic genius is on. Art Ryan, thanks, man, for joining in.
Okay, who else we got?
Juliet Harnett. Appreciate
Okay.
you. Appreciate you. Okay.
So the 15 in here. Okay, that's good. Thank you guys very much.
So let's keep this going throughout the duration of the show. Make sure you comment, put your, we want ideas and your thoughts on some of these matters. And we got a really good special guest coming up in the middle of the show. You're really going to want to hear what he has to say. It has to do with what is it, drummer?
It's healthy eating and healthy lifestyle. Is this about something more natural eating, than what we do now? Some more natural vitamins, sea moss, elderberry, just different stuff like that. That is really good for you. A lot of people don't believe in it, but a lot of people do. So we got it for you.
All right.
So what we got? Everybody can see where you can go to the get the t-shirts. Oh, he took it away. But anyway, is it time for us to go on and go to our? Let's go to it, Joy.
Okay.
Our first segment. We got 2 segments for you guys today. So here's one of 2.
I would like to give the flowers to my mother. Yep. And Mom, you are the best. You are the best. Without you, I will never be able to do it without you. And I want to say thank you for everything. And I really appreciate you. And I love you, Mom.
Oh, that's sweet. Miss Brown she's an awesome woman. She truly is. We all love her. And this segment is giving the flowers while they're still alive. Now, everybody can participate. For the next couple of weeks, it'll probably just be us 3 giving out flowers until you guys, shoot us an email or come on. Matter of fact, even right now, if you guys have somebody that you would like to give flowers to and just tell them how much you appreciate them, go to the green room link. We'll give you guys. We'll stay on this for about 2 minutes because we got to keep the time, or just put it in the chat. It's just a way to appreciate our loved ones while they're still here. Every day is not promised, so we would really like to take a section out of the show to allow people to do that. Also, if you would like to, ahead of time, you can email us at idiotboxtv@gmail.com and tell us who you want, and then we'll bring you on. So, you can get time to write a poem or whatever it may be. We would love to hear about your loved ones also.
We see you, Dice. We're getting right to you. Hold on. Give us a moment. Okay, so yes, that is exactly what he said. I don't have nothing else to say. But yeah, that's it. Give him the flowers. We're just doing it just to show you guys, kind of how it's done. Sharif did a short one. So yes, she said, "Oh, thank you, love you too." Your mom said, "Thank you, love you too." Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and jump into the next segment. Troy, go and roll them to the next segment. All right, you guys. So today, this is our featured Blacklister, where we just kind of feature a small business, Black business in certain areas of anywhere. And this one is Inner City Fashion, actually located in Grand Rapids, Michigan. There's 2 locations. Inner, I-N-N-E-R, as you see, Fashion is women clothing and accessories. 3338 Eastern Avenue, Southeast, Grand Rapids, Michigan. And also there's one in Muskegon, inside the Lakes Mall. The address is 5600 Harvey Street, Muskegon, Michigan, 49444. Open 12 to 6, except for Sundays, it's closed. Inner City Fashions. Got some nice stuff.
Yeah, so if you're in those areas, make sure you stop by Inner City Fashions, pick up whatever it may be, those ridiculously long eyelashes. We'll get to that in a minute. And also, this is part of the blacklist where we like to highlight local and small business owners. So if you know a small business owner, shoot them over to the group, have them join, and we'll highlight them for for our shows. Just to give them a little bit of
Yes.
publicity. It's not like we're CNN or anything, but we're gonna every little bit helps. Every little bit helps. Our last person we had was Easy Stream TV, and I believe how many people signed up for his services this week?
Well, I know I had two myself that I
Yep.
recommended to him, and it's a nice service. You guys
Yeah,
should
it's a
try it
very
out.
good service. So again, we're just every little bit helps, especially small businesses, especially in this time, where everybody's hurting. So, and we want to make sure that we got, small businesses with good product and good services. So,
Right.
make sure you check out Inner City Fashions in
Inner City
Muskegon
Fashion.
or Grand Rapids, Michigan.
All right.
All right. So I guess we'll get to our first topic.
All right, you guys. So I wouldn't say this is really a topic. It's kind of a topic, but anyway, it's a topic where it's like, let's talk, where we just come up with different stuff to talk about that happened this week, yesterday, today. And one of the things we're going to talk about is this whole Dave Chappelle debacle. Troy, I'm gonna let you go first. Then
I don't know if it was a I don't think it was a tobacco.
Well, maybe that was the wrong word to say. Really, I'm just saying everybody else. I see it as a good thing. But go ahead.
Yeah, I think he was. I think it was what he did was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. He is very profane but profound. That's what I say. And there's one other artist or comedian that was like that, and that was Richard Pryor. Very profane but very profound. And he's catching a lot of flack from the LGBT community from some of the things he said. Now, again, they're just jokes, but they didn't like it. They didn't like it at all. I'm not sure how many people saw his special, but one of the things he did say was there was this rapper. Explain it real quick. There was this rapper who, the baby, had a homophobic rant on stage, and the LGBT community was trying to cancel him. Dave didn't really come to his defense or say what he said. He said what he said was pretty bad. So he didn't agree with him, but he made a joke that, hey, this guy shot somebody in Walmart to protect himself, and he got away with it, and it was no problems. But as soon as he started talking about the LGBT community, they're trying to stop him from making money and putting him on the list. So if you haven't had a chance to see it, go ahead and see it or watch it. It's really good.
It is really good. It tells the truth about a lot of stuff that people just really don't want to say, or it really does tell the truth.
Yeah.
If you really look at it.
Dice has been waiting patiently. Let's see what he's got to say about that.
Definitely.
How y'all doing, man? Peace.
What's going on, man?
Yeah.
What's going on, man?
What's happening? That would be the subject y'all brought me in on. No. Hey, for those y'all already know me, so y'all already know how I felt about it. I felt like to have the kahunas to say what a whole lot of people feel, don't necessarily have a platform to get off and to do it unapologetically. I mean, the points he made were so on point and precise, but it was so artistically and masterfully done.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
His sword play was so masterful that the incision was like people's lining up to take that jab. It was just a simple injection. He just put it out there, but the way that I think what he really did better than anything was he took us on a journey, but he never let us lose the point of the journey. Exactly. Like we were all over the place with him. And then the way he just came full circle and just made it plain, oh man, I had to salute that. when he was
That is
like,
nice.
my problem ain't never been with y'all. My problem been with white people the whole time. Hey, that was
Yeah,
the most beautiful thing ever because he said when you put it in the middle, like in the frosting, a lot of people missed it when he said, yeah, all that is cool when y'all, you gay until it's convenient to be white.
right.
I was like,
Yeah,
Man, it
yo,
was
yeah.
masterful.
I think he was
yo,
dropping a lot of jewels on that
jewels.
program. Even he doesn't hate gay people. These are
Not at
jokes.
all.
He writes it. He says it. I mean, he was writing these jokes, and that's what they were. They were jokes. Even the story with the transgender person and what he was doing for her. And he
Right.
was like,
Man,
your own people were attacking her, and she ended up committing
Killing herself.
suicide
Right.
based on her own community rejecting her, the LGBT community, because she stood up for Dave. And that says a lot about that. I'm not going to say it says a lot about that community, but you bullied her. And it's okay
Right.
for the bully within the community, but you can't take a few jokes.
Hey, but you see
well, this is
the main thing
this,
they're grabbing on is what he said, but they hardly talk about he had a friend who was transgender. So they never really talk about that. They just keep feeding. He said this, he's like this. And
Right. Not only that, the lady or the lady, I guess that's what you'd say, right? I don't know. The lady uh,
the lady.
the lady was also a comedian, and he let her open one of his shows, and she
Right.
completely bombed. It opened up for Dave Chappelle. Come on, that's a once in a
that's bucket
lifetime
list.
opportunity.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's bucket
exactly.
list stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that is bucket list stuff.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
the
so
main thing was I think what he displayed more than anything was grace despite hate. And
right,
that's really what he was expressing to them. Y'all feel like y'all are the downtrodden, yet ain't none of y'all walked a day in my shoes or my people's shoes.
Right.
And the very thing
right,
that y'all say y'all speak out against, y'all display openly as soon as somebody says something y'all don't like. So he basically was saying, stop feeding that if that's really what you against. If you really for what you say you're for,
right,
be about that. Don't just talk about that.
Right.
right.
Masterful.
Right.
Masterful. It was masterful.
Great. If you guys haven't seen it, go ahead and watch that.
Yes.
It was really good for those who want to have a laugh or maybe not have a laugh. I don't know, depending on
Yeah.
your taste, but
But yeah.
Right.
it was like Dice said it was masterfully put
It was
together.
masterfully put together. So
Well,
we're
y'all
gonna
know
step
he
on
had this
over.
dialogue. We had this dialogue before, though. Like I told you, I don't really consider it true art unless it makes some people uneasy. That's really true
Uneasy.
art.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's absolutely correct.
absolutely. Okay, so
Well,
let's go into talk about the other subject. The big subject is Kyrie Irving. Sharif, what you thinking about this one, Sharif?
Yep. Yep. I think Kyrie is one of the best guys in the league, and for him just spending for not getting vaccinated, I don't think that's fair for him. And I think they should work on that because that's not cool. Not only that, they need him. He players fine with the uh, James Harden and Gideon. So they need him as a guard, but I have to do something about it because that's not fair because they need to uh, open up about and to Harden.
so you guys, we're gonna have to apologize. This is the technical difficulties we're having. Comcast cable is doing upgrades where Sharif is at, and the upload speed is very, very slow. So that's what we're a little bit worried about. We always want to have him on But we're trying to work through that problem. And for all of you that have Comcast, Comcast sucks, man. Comcast is the worst company in the world. Comcast should just pack it up and just leave for good. Comcast, you suck. There's nothing good about your services.
It's not.
Look at my man. He can't even get on his own show because you guys absolutely suck. So everybody that's out there, it's only what, 15 people. Everybody write Comcast and tell them how bad they suck.
Right.
And they charge you all this money, and then their services is crap. The television programming is crap. Everything is crap. Comcast is crap. They're screwing up our platform here. Okay, that's my rant for right now.
Look, somebody said that's a Facebook group. Comcast sucks.
Yeah, we should definitely do that. Well, I want to give you a quick reminder. Where are we at, drummer?
We're at 20 after. We got KT that just popped in for a moment.
We got KT popped in. I'm gonna put up the flyer right here real quick. If I can get to it. So KT is our special guest, and we got one more topic that we want, or one more talking point that we want to go over before we bring KT in. And I think Dice, would you do the honors of introducing him when we get to that point?
Yeah, when we get to that point.
Most certainly.
Okay, great. That'd be great. So this is something I really wanted to talk about. It's this guy, Mr. Gruden. Now, for all those who don't know what happened with Mr. Gruden, he had said some racial things over an email a couple years back, and it cost him his job.
Yes, it did.
Cost him his job. Is he a racist? Who knows? You might be a racist if you call people with dark skin and they have black. What did he say? He had big lips.
Big black lips or something.
Big black lips.
I didn't read it. I didn't want to hear it.
This is bigger than him, though. Honestly, who was he talking to? Who was he talking to in that conversation piece, drummer?
The Washington, I ain't gonna say Redskins, what they call them, the Washington whatever.
Washington football team.
The Washington football team's owner, wasn't it? It was the owner. He was talking to the owner. So they haven't shown what the reply was, just what Gruden said. So I guess Gruden was the scapegoat.
Yeah, I believe he's a scapegoat because there's we all know about the NFL. It's one of the biggest industries out there, and it's owned by a lot of very wealthy white men. So what are those conversations? If he feels comfortable enough to say that to the owners, what do the owners think? So I would really like to see what the replies of the owner was to Gruden.
Bring us all the emails. We want to see all of this. Now, this is a big reason why, you got the Owners Association there in the NFL. But there was this guy named Colin Kaepernick who took a knee. Right.
And if the owners, the majority of the owners think like this or process like Gruden, that might be a reason why Mr. Kaepernick is not playing in the NFL anymore. Not sure. What are your thoughts on that? Drummer?
Oh, you was talking about me? What did you say? Because I was totally paying attention.
Man, you just zoned out, man. Pay attention.
I'm doing my work. I'm working now.
Okay, all right.
Doing
gotcha.
what I'm supposed to do.
I was saying if that's the kind of backdoor talk that's happening right now, what does that say about the NFL?
I don't really watch football anymore. Here and there, I might flash it through. It says that I don't know. There's a lot of deep, dark secrets. There's a lot. And
well, thank you for that. That was deep, Dice.
Well, I'll say this. I'll say what secrets. I'll say what Warren Sapp said. What Warren Sapp said some years ago. Now has a whole lot more merit coming to the surface when he basically said, still slaves on the auction block, and this is a modern day version of that. So he sounded like he was just ranting You know how they always paint us as angry black men, but I mean, like you said, is Gruden a racist or not? I don't know. But is the owner a racist? Well, I can put it like this. We know in order to actually be racist or be a part of racism, you got to have control. You got
Control and power.
You got to be able to implement and move the system in a certain manner. So I would say if they aren't individually, they are within a collective. And
Right.
you know, if it quack like a duck, look like a duck, more than likely it's some duck shit going on. So I'm gonna say I don't know them personally, and I can say they are racist, but that was racist. How about that?
Yeah, that was bigoted and racist. You're absolutely correct.
Yeah, because the reason why I can say racist more than bigoted is because they're in a position to basically control other people's livelihood. That's major, man.
Major.
That's major.
Yeah.
Hey, so, Sherry said, let me read a couple comments real quick.
Okay.
Sherry said, America is full of deep, dark secrets. See, Troy, somebody agreed with me.
Yeah, you're right.
For sure.
Art said, NFL is a business. They evaluate situations when they happen and make decisions based purely on protecting their brand. Exactly.
So okay, he had to let him go.
Okay, you guys, we're going to roll into our subject, healthy eating and healthy lifestyle. Danny, Dice, you can do the honors, sir.
Yeah, why don't you tell us a little bit about KT?
Okay, well, it's my great honor to be able to do that. I'm gonna keep it as short as possible. Okay, yeah, put him on the screen so I can.
Hey there, KT. Thanks for joining.
The soul brother, that's soul brother number one, as I call him. Well, you know, to put it simple, I'm gonna say he's a part of a masterful and major legacy in this country, and you know, in order to give you him, I gotta give you his heritage. And I don't know how many people out there have heard of Dr. Sebi, but he is a product of that. He is the stepson of Dr. Sebi. He was born in care of that entire construct. His whole life has been this purpose. So he's not a new fad, new wave, new anything. His life has been the testimony of the legacy of this man. And for those who don't know what all Dr. Sebi did, it wasn't just about healthy eating and healthy life. He was basically on the record. The Supreme Court ruled in his favor that he is the only person that could actually say they cured AIDS. Now, to be even more significant with that, the case that actually was presented was the client was actually KT's mom's client.
Oh, wow.
So his legacy is directly connected to that. Now, that was then, and as significant as that is, we're now in the now. So I can say testimonially that KT, well, first of all, he's my brother from my mother. This is my soul brother, but he's actually my little brother as well, because he walked into my life one day into the shop, and we've been inseparable since that day, and that was decades ago. I feel like forever, but I guess it's a decade. But in that time, I'm the godfather of his children. That was my godchildren and my nephews and nieces, and I was actually honored. He asked me to be the official in marrying him to his wife. So I also conducted that ceremony. So so we fam. So, but bring it to where we going. The topic.
Let's tie it in so we can bring the man on.
I mean,
the topic of today. KT, through this whole pandemic situation, he is one of the only people that I can say I consistently hold counsel with to come into where we bounce things off of each other, literally because of his methodology, his research, and his knowledge base.
Yeah.
When my sons contracted corona at the beginning, not right now, not when it's the vaccine, not when everybody's like, so no, like at the beginning when it was cold red across the planet. And the only person that we called to aid the student, that was him, and he supplied my family with all of the things that not only kept them from falling deathly ill, but from really getting too ill at all, and nursed them back to health where they don't have any of the lasting effects or anything from that. And this was like at the offset. Now he's done a number of YouTube streams. He's putting the information out there.
Can we get to our special guest?
Without further ado, you'll see why I did this, because you probably ain't gonna get that with a download once he starts. My brother KT.
We're ready. Like I said, we're ready to down. I did some research on you before you came on, and I was thoroughly impressed with your videos and the information that you're giving out on your videos. And I'm surprised that you don't have more books published. That's what I'm waiting for. Get to writing, sir.
I'm writing. But as you know, if you really take the time to see any of the videos that I do, I'm a perfectionist. I take a lot of time to do things right. So that's all it's been. But I want to thank all of you for giving me an opportunity to come on your platform and share a message with the people. I appreciate that dearly, and thank you, Dice, for that magnanimous introduction.
Whoa, hey, man. I just tell the truth, KT. You know that.
Flavor.
Man, what? And you Chuck D. You Chuck D right now.
So why don't you tell us, Dice gave us a really good intro. Why don't you just give us a little background on some of your studies and what you've been doing, that brought you to this point.
Okay. Well, starting at the beginning, I'm going to try and give y'all a quick little summary of it all. I had an opportunity of being born into the family of Dr. Sabi because my mother actually married into the family when she was pregnant with me. That means that my first moments, on this planet was based in that whole narrative that he provided, that the world is used to at this point now. So most of the videos that people watch and the information that they're just getting privy to was something that I was raised on. I was listening into the womb. I was hearing when I was first walking, and it was principle while I grew up. It was probably around the time when I graduated from high school where I started getting interested back in health again, because it was just, when you're in it, you're in it. You don't really see it as value. You live on a island where sand, the diamonds, and you come to America and go to De Beers. You're like, that ain't nothing special, But looking around and seeing how people were ill and people were sick and they just wasn't getting it. I just didn't understand how they couldn't get the reason why they were ill. So I started taking it upon myself to build up my own narrative and continue to spread that message, which, took years to do. And then about 15 years ago is when I really, kind of started to shoot off and really get focused. And, at this point today, I'm coasting pretty well and still gaining altitude,
Right. Yeah, that's great. So one thing that I did, and I know Drummer and some of our viewers, if you're out there have any questions, one thing that we have been talking about is, getting healthier. As a people, and your specialty would be, dietary, right?
It's kind of holistic, I would say.
Holistic, okay, holistic. Thank you for correcting me on that. So, what for somebody like myself who is overweight, out of shape, what would be the holistic, I would say, pathway to getting healthy?
Well, I would say that
where would I start?
The answer is in our own language and narrative that we use constantly, which is we usually say we're people of the sun. We usually say we're light beings. We say we're soul and we're spiritual and all that. Well, the constant denominator in all of those statements is light. And when you deal with light, there's natural light and there's artificial light. Artificial light is the light we're on right now. I got these lights on my face and in front of the computer. Y'all are on it too. We got the headphones on. We're on the phones, tablets, TVs, blah, 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 blah. Artificial, right? But when you step outside and you catch that sun, or you're sitting around a campfire, or you're looking at the full moon, or you're underneath the stars, or you're north in Michigan and New York right now, where you can actually see the northern lights, those are the natural lights. And the sun is actually designed to tune our system, feed our system, and provide our body with the necessary messages that we need to continue to perpetuate. But because we're housed, clothed, and in a more committed relationship with an artificial entity than we've ever been with a woman, we have detrimental situations happening to our metabolism, to our brain, to our eyesight, and everything else about our being. So the first thing I would tell you to do is catch the sunrise. Sunrise. We all saw Lion King. Everybody saw the Lion King, I would assume, in here, right? First scene of that movie was what? Everybody and anybody who was anybody was going to see Simba get coronated, but that happened during the sunrise. Everybody was saluting the sun. Very important. The reason why you want to see the sun and ground while doing it, grounding is when you place your bare feet on the earth, whether it's a rock, soil, or grass, is because if we look at our system as an electrical component, because that's one of Sabi's main statements, is the body is electric. If we keep that narrative consistent, then we can see the sun as a cathode ray, which is an entity that sprays electrons, and the earth as an anode, which receives that energy. And because it gets hit with these photons and this light, releases large quantities of electrons, which are negative ions, which is the energy that we use. When Sabi would say alkaline or acid, whenever we say we want to get alkaline and we want to get charged up, even when you say a battery, you say alkaline battery, you're talking about negative ions. You're talking about charges. So we may be black, we may be white, we may be yellow, we may be olive tone, we may be whatever, but all of us got white palms. All of us are white when it comes to our palms and the soles of our feet, because the soles of our feet and our hands have sweat glands, which are designed to connect to the earth, so that as those negative ions start to get released from the earth, we are like plugs plugging into a socket, which is the planet, and become charged just as our phones and our tablets are.
Okay. So the first thing I needed, So the first thing we need to do is spend more time outdoors.
Yes. To get charged up. It's called a cell phone, and we consist of cells. So when your phone gets low and you see the little red part of the battery, when it goes off, what do you say? My cell phone
needs charging.
He's charging. Yep.
No. When it cuts off, you say
it's dead.
There you go.
It's dead. Right. Wow.
I didn't know the phone was alive in the first place. Maybe I'm missing something.
An inanimate object. So there's I'm not sure if you I know Dr. Sabi's. I've researched Dr. Sabi, and I think he still is a very integral part of us getting healthy. And I think that his message has been dialed down or shut down based on pharmaceuticals. Right. And I know that they're working on maybe doing a documentary about him. Do you have knowledge?
Documentary's done, edited, and will debut this January at Cannes Film Festival.
Awesome. Right. I cannot wait to see that. That's this January at the Cannes Film Festival?
Yeah, Sundance. I'm sorry, not Cannes.
Sundance. Okay, Sundance.
I get them mixed up sometimes. Sundance. I'm sorry. That's
I cannot
Sundance.
Wait to see
that's
that.
appropriate.
Yeah, things line up.
It's appropriate. Sundance for sure.
So AKT, what's going on, man? This is Drummer, man.
How you already know, brother. What's going on with you, man?
Hey, man, I'm good, man. Taking it easy. Hey, explain to them some of the stuff that you have, like the CMOS and some of the other stuff, so they know.
Sure. Am I able to share my screen? Do I have that capability or no?
Don't think so. Is there somewhere is there somewhere you want to go?
If I was going to share the screen, I could have actually pulled up the images of what he's suggesting I show, so y'all could see it as I speak on it. But it's okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is it on your website?
Matter of fact, when I hit share, It says, let's see, does it let me?
You might be able to.
Yeah, I should be in the queue.
Oh,
Okay,
there it
there you
is,
go.
right there.
All right.
You just
Okay.
gotta allow it. Boom.
We
All
just
right.
learned something new today.
Hey
Sure
man, that's
did.
what we all here for, right?
Right.
So the name of my company is Soul Ionic Botanicals. The reason why I call it that is because an ion is the etymology of the word means traveler, and you know we're all about movement and getting things done, right? But when we're dealing with atoms, because that's really what our nutrients are, elements. We just don't want atoms. We want atoms with a charge, because as I spoke before, negative, positive, that's how we transfer electricity. So, you know, I'm like, we're so ionic, you know what I mean? That's who we are. We're charged up particles, you know. So I wanted that to be, you know, the message of the brand. And these are some of the products that I have on the main page, but one of my main products is right here called C3. It's called Chondrus crispus concentrate. Chondrus crispus is a sea moss. I would assume all of you at this point have heard that term.
Yes. Yes.
Sea moss is a umbrella term. It's like saying fruit. You know what I mean? Like fruit juice. It's like, okay, it's fruit juice, but what's in it? You know? So sea moss is a collection of a certain type of algae, which is a vegetable that lives in the ocean, called red algae. There's brown algae. There's also green. But in this case, we're talking about a red algae. And in that spectrum of red algae, you have Chondrus crispus, you got Gracilaria, you got dulse, you got Gigartina, you got a lot of different red algae out there. But the one that I was raised on and that I learned about mostly was Chondrus crispus, which we know as Irish moss. And they call it that because if you go to Ireland, it grows in great abundance, and it saved them during their famine, their potato famine and everything like that. They was able to get a lot of their nutrients. The ocean is the quintessential source of all minerals that's necessary in the body. Though if you take a cup of ocean water, like you might not take it to the head, you know, it's a little salty, you know? Right. So what these sea vegetables do is they have the ability to absorb 200 times its weight in water and modulate minerals within inside their system. So you harvest them, you dry them. Now it's almost like you strain spaghetti. It's like the water gets released, but all the minerals stay behind. So now you have this little packet of all these minerals as opposed to popping vitamins all day. So this is what you would call a demulcent. A demulcent is something that soothes the mucus lining. The mucus lining is your inner skin. Same way you have skin outside, you have a skin inside, and it goes from your mouth all the way to your anus. And even for women, it lines their vagina. Now, what this does is whenever that mucus lining is irritated, it soothes that mucus lining. It nourishes that mucus lining. And if you notice right now, a lot of people have irritable mucus linings because they're getting their nasal jabbed with glass shards that are being called swabs. I don't know why they're being called swabs, because they're more like glass bottle brushes. But because of these things that are getting jammed up people's noses, they're ripping their nasopharynx, which is the mucus lining in their nasal cavity. And in doing that, irritating that area, causing inflammation, causing fever, causing sinus infection, causing them to be in a sickened state. And more susceptible to the toxins that's in our immediate environment. So Chondrus crispus concentrate is not just the sea moss, but it's like a fruit punch of different sea vegetables in the ocean and other herbs put together to kind of make a complete food to nourish the system. In addition to it being a demulcent, it's also, a chelator. A chelator is a molecule that has the ability to remove heavy metals out of the body. So through radiation and chemotherapy, breathing in pollutants from the environment, it gets lodged inside of our tissues and very difficult for it to get removed, and it builds up and kind of makes a home. And things like the sea vegetables are chelators that easily remove this from your body. So I mean, in terms of the spectrum of what C3 is able to do, it is an amazing product, you know. But in addition to this, I have a gang of others as well. Marine phytoplankton. I actually sell just raw sea moss to people too, for them to make their own. Perilla oil.
Okay.
Vitamin D3. It is a vegan-based, plant-based vitamin D3. Salvation for the skin. Bontana for the hair and the skin, and it's edible as well. It cleans out the lungs for lung infections. These are what I'm wearing now, called Scott Summers. These are blue blocker glasses. These glasses are designed to block the negative frequencies that come from all of the screens and from your lights. So you're not getting inundated. Right. These are very powerful. I wear them all the time. Bionics. This is a vegan protein powder and a vegan source of vitamin B12, which is extremely important. Some of my tonics, Kamiani for the microbiome, Jugladine for removing parasites, and then some of the natural herbs such as Cucumeca for the blood and libido. We all need a little bit of oomph in our life, right? and guaco for anxiety, fear, which we live in a very stressful society right now, and it cleans out the lungs as well. So these are a lot of the products that I have, and on my YouTube channel, I go in detail on these products. I speak on them. They're spoken in detail on my site. So yeah, I don't want to take up all the time going over every little thing, but I definitely wanted to touch on C3. You know,
we'll definitely put people on to that site. I was on it for about 3 hours yesterday.
Oh,
so
wow!
You got some view time for me yesterday. And it's really amazing. And there's something that with Dr. Sebe and how he uses plants. If we go into you talk about spirituality and things of that, I'm just going to quote the Bible. I'm not saying that I'm a spiritual person. I really don't. I could do without religion. Drummer knows that. Sharif knows that. I'm really hard on the church, but in the scriptures, and these are old writings, it says that the herbs are to heal the world.
That's right.
And another person, heal the nations. And there's a book that I read. I'm not sure. It was called "The Man Who Talks with Flowers." This was about George Washington Carver.
Yes.
And what he got just from the peanut. And when he talks about the plant. If it wasn't for him, you wouldn't have industry like we have it now, is because what they're going off was his description of the plant and how the plant, you wouldn't have any of the, the motor industries and things like that. It's a great book, but that's I'm saying all that to say this, that there is, when it comes to holistic medicines, my wife suffers from chronic pain from fibromyalgia, and a lot of that has to do with diet. But a lot of these things are not covered by insurance, holistic, at this moment that I know of.
Right.
Acupuncture. You have, different chiropractors, and even what you're doing and what you're providing. So if people have more questions about these things, do they just go to your YouTube and look at that, or can they?
Yeah, they go to my YouTube. I have upwards of 150 videos on there. I have my Patreon account as well, which is more of a membership, and I go a little bit more detailed in there. But I understand people and their financial situations. This is why, as you saw through the experience, through your first question, my initial answer was an answer about something that is abundant and free. The only thing that has to be paid is actually time, which, the management of time these days is, a little weak. But if you're truly invested in getting better and getting healthy, then you'll do what's necessary. And if it means you just have to get up earlier and take some time out and greet the sun every single day, then that's what you do. Fibromyalgia is a byproduct of circadian mismatch. This circadian mismatch, the word circadian rhythm, deals with the balance of light and darkness, or night and day, or wakeful state and sleepful state. People are supposed to go to bed at a decent hour and get up with the sun, and that's their cycle. You get what you can done during the day, you get your rest in the evening. During night, you do not fall asleep with the TV on. You do not have the phone right by your head. At 2 o'clock, do not be on the phone. The reason why is because when you're on the phone at 2 a.m. in the morning, the color temperature of the screen is the same or synonymous to the sun at 2 p.m. in the afternoon, which means your cells, which do not live on the outside of your body, they don't know what's going on. They use light as a email, and that email says that it's 2 p.m. So your body starts making day hormones and it starts being active, but you're sleeping. So when you wake up, you slept, but you're still tired.
So let me ask you this. So with the TV on and things like that, does that prohibit the production of melatonin?
Very much so. Yes, it
Okay,
does.
so that's wow. Did not know that she sleeps with the television on. So
yeah, no, melatonin is shot, of course.
Okay.
Melatonin is the night. It's made during the day, but it's active during the night. And when there's signals of light, which specifically from that TV is going to be blue light artificial blue light is extremely damaging to melatonin, which is the gas of your mitochondria.
Okay.
So your mitochondria is not getting any fuel anymore. That's your fuel source of your body. It gets shot. Now your actual cell gets shot, and now you get shot from that lack of energy. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good. Drummer's got good. Drummer, could you tell him about some of the things?
He kind of knows what I go through a little bit with my seizures, because he had sent me some stuff, and when I took it, I had a seizure the next day, so I got scared and didn't take it. But I did get COVID, and I took that stuff during COVID, and it actually really did help me not get all sick, and I continue even taking it afterwards, and I even was able to go take my walk and do everything during that time. I had a little congestion, but it wasn't bad. So I'm ready to re-up, and I am going to re-up on the vitamins. And
I'm right here.
Yes,
and the guaco is very good for that, because it deals with the balance of GABA, because when you're dealing with seizures, you're dealing with a balance between GABA and glutamate. You hear the word glutamate with the term MSG. It's a neurotoxin, and we have an abundance of glutamate inside our body. We're never short on it. But when we get too much of it, it overexcites our nerves. And when I say overexcites, it's like, you go to a gym to work out, and the trainer puts you on a treadmill, and they set you at a jogger's pace, and then they set you at a runner's pace, then they set you at a sprinter's pace, then they set you at Flash and Quicksilver's pace. You can fly, you can run like Superman. Then they set you at God's pace, and you go in God's speed, but you ain't built for God's speed. So then your legs start tearing up, and your toes start coming off, and your elbows fall off, and you start bleeding. Then you're just a pile of mush on the treadmill. This is what happens in the brain to your neurons. So you're just trying to regulate the connections of your nerves and how the energy is ebbing and flowing back and forth, and it's not overdone.
Right. Hey, let me get to one of these questions. Somebody asked, can you put a prescription in those glasses, those blockers you got?
Oh, not the ones that I have, but blue blockers is a whole industry, and you can find companies that provide the actual filters for prescription glasses. So yes.
Okay. Yeah, also, we got somebody who was saying they watch
all of mine
leave the TV on all night. So she also asked, so I need to stop watching my phone at night. I wake up more tired than when I went to sleep.
Let me tell y'all something about this blue light. You know that we're like lead in diabetes, right?
Right.
What if I tell you could catch diabetes looking at TV?
Wow.
I want y'all to look this up. Look up blue light and diabetes. Blue light and insulin. You will be shocked and amazed, which is what pops up on that screen. Yes. That blue light causes a spike in your glucose levels. It causes insulin resistance, which leads to diabetes. So our issues is not a dietary problem. Our issues is a light problem. That's the issue that we're dealing with in our community right now. And unfortunately, you know, we just think light is just something that helps us see better, but don't ever take a moment to say it helps us see better. Wait a minute, maybe.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So light, even down through history, the sun has been worshipped from the beginning of time. And the healing properties of the sun. I mean, photosynthesis. So yeah, I think you are right on the aspect of I guess absorbing the light, and I guess we got to get a better understanding of that. Are there any ways that other than your videos?
I definitely can give you another example. We are supposed to have a great amount of vitamin D in our body, especially as people of color, because Caucasians or fair-skinned individuals don't have to spend too much time in the sun to get their vitamin D levels, but because we do have melanin, we actually have to stay out in the sun longer. This is why you normally find dark-skinned people closer to the equator. Now, how is vitamin D made? Vitamin D is made from cholesterol that sits in the base of your skin. Right underneath the surface of your skin, all this cholesterol is sitting there. And when ultraviolet B energy from the sun hits it, it converts it into vitamin D. So vitamin D is technically a chemical form of sunlight, which when you are deficient in it, the symptoms mimic one of a viral infection.
Say that again slower so they can hear what you just said.
The sun hits our skin and converts the cholesterol that sits in our skin into vitamin D, which means vitamin D or sultriol is a chemical form of sunlight. When you are deficient in this chemical form of sunlight, the symptoms mimic that of a viral infection exactly.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, you can Google the situation that's going. I'm not going to put no flags on your show. So the situation that's going on right now, type that little disease in, and then type in vitamin D. And you're going to see a constant. Everyone who's tested has low vitamin D levels. Everyone. And then when they raise them up, wow, no more symptoms. Ain't that something?
Wow. So, and some people will go out and say, "Hey, I need to go get some vitamin D," right? So they buy up all this vitamin D and they take the vitamin D, but it's manufactured vitamin D, right? So what you're saying is the body automatically processes vitamin D through sunlight. So how much of this vitamin D that we get off the shelves will our body retain if we get it? Is that
not much. That's why the vitamin D3 tablets that I have are actually plant-based, and they're actually vitamin D3. Let me explain what that means.
Okay.
Vitamin D has to go through 3 states before it's in its active form. Its active form is D3. So when you see vitamin D tablets, they could just be vitamin D, or you might see vitamin D2 tablets, and that could just be vitamin D2. Neither one of them are the active forms. But vitamin D3 is the active form. And most of the non-vegan vitamin D3 tablets that are on the shelves are made from lanolin. Lanolin is the excretion from sheep. So it's like sheep sweat. Wow. And that's what they use to make the vitamin D3 that most people see on the shelves. Now, tablets and vitamin D in that form has nothing on sunlight. It's no comparison. So even with the tablets that I provide, I still tell people to go outside because that's going to increase it. That's going to make it even more. You're never going to go to a gym and tell the personal trainer to do push-ups for you and then think you're gonna get muscles.
Yeah. So
You got to do the work, you know.
yeah, Christine Chapo Brown says she went to a rheumatologist, just told her that she was vitamin D deficient, and she gave me a prescription for them. So what he just said, you need to get outside more.
Yeah, we all do.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do. And that's one thing
No
that I've
socks
noticed. I lived in Florida, so the sun is out all the time.
Oh, you living it up.
Yeah, I love it down here. So what I have started doing is as I take my hour and 30-minute walk outside early mornings. And like you said, when I come in, I told my wife this just the other day, I feel energized.
Of course.
I feel completely energized. And for the rest of the day, it's like I have more energy than what I would have if I didn't. And that's probably, again, from, like you said, the sun, but also getting out and moving this big body around. So
that's right. That's right.
But yeah, this is amazing. This is really good stuff, KT. We really appreciate you coming on. Hopefully we could get you as a regular, man. Maybe come on every other month.
Hey, you got family on this podcast, which I don't got no choice, man. You just gotta put the KT up in the sky.
Yeah, you know, people need to know this stuff, man. That's why I wanted to bring you
necessary.
On. This is absolutely necessary. And like I said, this is not something that's it's hard to get this stuff into the mainstream because because of the powers that be, they, like you said, it's free. Some of this stuff is free. It's inexpensive.
Exactly.
The air is outside.
Exactly.
It's not in your house. It's actually outside. You ever notice how your mama used to open up the windows and
the blinds,
fresh air in, and the blinds, and don't sit so close to the TV. You know what I'm saying? How she know?
You know what? That's something else. If you think about it, Troy, we always were being told don't sit so close to the TV. And now we got a phone right by our face all the time.
Yeah.
Right. Mama told us back in the day, man, we were all raised on this information. It's just that now we're living like the Jetsons. We're in it. So, you know what I mean? It's hard to look back and be like, oh man, this is what all that stuff was preparing us for.
Yeah.
You know, and I cannot leave out one of the most important things, and that's this right here.
Water.
So what kind of water do you drink, and do you drink? Because look,
we got another 30 minutes.
To be honest, to be honest, while you was talking, I took my little Cypher Hills water and hurry up and drink before you.
All right, so I'm gonna try and fit this in as quick as I can.
Okay.
I want to say two things about water. Okay, so the first thing about water that you need to know is that water is a battery. It is a battery storage device for sunlight. How does it do this? As the sun shines and hit water, it constructs water, and it tells the water to start to structure itself where it separates its negative charge from its positive charge. And what that does is it increases the amount of negative charge in the water. So now you're drinking charge and you're drinking electricity. How is this done? It's done through something called infrared light. When infrared light hits water, it starts to turn the water into a battery. It separates negative from positive. What do you see when you lift the hood of your car? What's the two terminals on your battery? It's a positive and a negative terminal, right? Separated by an insulator in between. That's exactly what's happening in here. It pushes all of the positive ions, the protons, in the center of the water. Another way for you to see that this is true is take a bottle of water like that Zephyr Hills and throw it in the freezer. It's going to expand.
Right.
When you take it out, what part of the water thaws first, the inside or the outside?
The outside.
The outside. Because that's the heat, that's the electrons, that's the energy. And then you see this solid core in the center where all the protons are.
Yeah.
So when you deal with sunlight and water, you're literally perpetuating energy. So if you can get infrared light or put water out in the sun or sit it in sunlight, it'll actually be even more beneficial when you drink it. That's one
Okay.
thing.
Wow.
Now you said, what type of water is this?
Yeah, what type of water is that?
Okay,
Here we go.
This that DDW right here. This that deuterium depleted water.
Okay. Explain that.
He
Because
said,
we hear
okay.
I'm gonna say
talked
it
about-
the simple way. It's expensive water, but it's well worth the fee.
Oh my goodness, this is like the champagne of waters because of what it does for you. So, quick little lesson. We have all heard of hydrogen. Is that correct? Everybody knows what hydrogen is, right? It's an atom. And an atom consists of what? I'm going to ask y'all this. What does an atom consist of? What are the parts of an atom?
Neutron, protons, and electrons.
Very good. Okay. Now, nuclei and peripheral. Great. Orbits, right? So there's 3 types of hydrogen. These are called isotopes. The hydrogen that we use in our body is called protium, where there's no neutron. It's just proton and electron, and that's it. Then you have deuterium, which is how you just said, proton, neutron in the nucleus, and an electron. Then you have tritium, which we saw in Spider-Man 2 when Dr. Octopus was trying to make a sun.
Right.
You have proton, 2 neutrons, and electron going around. So what is the difference between these 3 isotopes of hydrogen is mass. One is much heavier and bigger than the other. Now, to put that in perspective, we run off protium, just like our car runs off premium plus or unleaded. Would you take a regular car and try and shove a diesel nozzle into the tank?
No.
What would happen if you just happened to fit it in there and started pumping that diesel in that car? What would happen?
You'd ruin the engine.
You ruin. Oh, beautiful choice of words. Did you hear what you just said? Because your mitochondria in your cell is your engine, which runs off protium, but deuterium will tear your engine up. And that is what we are getting inundated with through processed foods. See, we never think when they're making food in a lab what type of hydrogen they're using. And if you Google pharmaceuticals and deuterium, you will find that all pharmaceutical drugs are what you call deuterated, meaning that they add excess deuterium to them, and that's something that tears our body up. So this is deuterium depleted water where the deuterium level is extremely low. So as I drink this, I start to drop the amount of deuterium that's in my body. And if you look at the centurions, the people that live 100 plus years, the common denominator of all of them is their deuterium level is only at 130 parts per million, where the average is 150 or more.
Wow.
So that's the type of water I drink.
So that's why it's expensive but worth it.
Yes.
So where can you find that water?
Well, I would suggest people just do their research in Google, because I could be a quackpot. I might not know anything I'm talking about here. So I want y'all to go and look all this stuff up. You know,
that's a good way to put it.
That's why I like to have people like you, KT, on, because again, study to show yourself proved.
That's right. Because you need to know, and you're going to drive yourself more than anything I say.
Right, exactly.
But if I could suggest just water, I would say either spring water or distilled water would be my suggestions. Yes.
So the spring water would be because of the minerals that it has, or
minerals, and the fact that the companies say that they come from a natural spring. And mountains are natural filters that filtrate rainwater and put it in a form that is very nutrient rich for your body. And yes, it's going to have natural minerals that alkalize that water. Then distilled water is just neutral water. It's a 7 on the pH scale. So when you drink that water, there should be nothing in it but H2O. And you could like hit it with a little lime juice, or you could put the essence of something in there, to kind of liven it up, but it'll do you well. I don't promote alkaline water like that. I don't promote purified and all that other stuff. There's too much stuff going on there. But if you can find a well or a natural spring.
Mhm.
Yeah, I would
That's the
suggest that too. That'd be nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Again, thank you for coming on. I mean, I wish we could play music on here because right now what's coming to mind is like Most Def's New World
Oh,
Man, what?
man,
Play
he
that
just-
right now. That would be great.
man. This man just said Most Def. He said he played Most Def after me, man. I know.
Yeah,
Man,
I must have did
roots or
something right.
yeah,
we need a nice roots instrumental. We don't need nothing but some roots instrumental right now with the live
A little
jump.
bit of Black Thought up in here. Hey, I'll take it all day,
Man,
man. I'll
what?
take it all day.
Yeah, I think you got 4 people who grew up on hip hop and dabbled in music production. 5 people, because if I'm not mistaken, KT, you also.
Yeah.
Dabbled in music production.
Ain't no mistake. That's my fellow Melonite. That's my fellow Melonite. Yeah, we
put some bars in for sure, man. For sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
y'all got the Melonites on your show tonight, and he's a guardian at that.
Man, we really appreciate you. Like Dice, he comes on every week. We love it when he's on. He gives us a great perspective, brings in some really good thought-provoking thing, and then we're hoping that we're pretty sure that the show is going to grow. Like I say, KT, we're gonna throw up the KT light. Make sure you get on, and again, I send our viewers to your site. Again, it's to help each other out. So
yeah,
we
YouTube is free
appreciate it,
information. It's
Exactly.
like 50 videos on it. Y'all can take your time, watch 15 minutes here, 20 there. Just go through it, take notes, look that stuff up, put it together.
Let me suggest.
Oh, go ahead, Danny. Go ahead.
Let me suggest, before you ingest a KT download, don't eat no burger, don't eat no hot wings, don't eat no roast beef sandwich, because if your body is trying to process that heavy stuff, while your mind is trying to process what he's giving you, you're gonna be fading at the keyboard. You're gonna be fading at the keyboard. You're gonna be like this. Drink some water.
Yeah.
Don't eat for about 4 hours, and then let that feed you, and you'll be able to catch it a whole lot better.
So what you're saying is be in ketosis before we go to KT.
Okay, we got a few comments out here.
Okay.
Nicole Brown said, trust but verify. Yes. Deborah Jones, great information. Thank you, KT. Looking forward to learning more on your YouTube videos and the website.
Thank you.
Continued blessings. And Carol King said, great show, guys. Very interesting. I learned a lot.
Oh,
Carol,
wow. Beautiful.
Carol King, Deborah Jones, thank you for checking in.
Thank you very much.
Along with Nicole Brown, we appreciate it.
Yeah, we thank you for tuning in. KT, thank you for coming on, spending some time with us, man. We really enjoyed this, and everybody play this back so you can download that information. So some of you are probably at dinner, but play this back, replay this, because he dropped a lot of jewels. And make sure you go to his website. I'm definitely going to look at some of the materials there that you get, products that you have. For my wife, and I'm going to share. She doesn't watch when I go on live, she watches it later and critiques it. But I definitely want her.
Just turn that TV off, move that phone away from her, and take her outside in the morning and give her some water every day. And I tell you, in 2 weeks' time, she's going to be like, "What did you do to me?"
Well, Christy Brown says she's going to try to sit outside more.
Hey, and the sun gonna be smiling when he see you again. Where you been, Christy? I've been waiting on you. That's what the sun gonna say.
That's right.
Again, we're well over our time, 12 minutes, but this is well worth it. This is great information, and again, KT. Man, thank you so much. Much blessings.
Thank you for having me. Love and like all of you, man. I appreciate y'all even have this platform, man.
So,
I knew we weren't gonna make the constraints once he got in pocket. I could have told y'all I should have jumped off at 5 after, because his downloads be serious and he's thorough. Like, the one thing you won't have when you walk away from him is more like you're gonna have questions, but you're gonna have clarity from what he gave you.
Oh, even some of the videos where he describes like Black Panther and the actual. Yeah, the Decoded man is
it's a whole nother realm.
It's a whole nother realm. I mean,
yeah, don't even bring that up right now unless you got another 45 minutes or something. Like, don't do that.
Go watch these Decoded. It is absolutely brilliant. I mean, the last one I watched was about the what's the metal in Wakanda?
Oh, vibranium.
Vibranium.
Oh,
Jeez,
that's
and they're actually that. Again, go to his website, watch these videos. The Decoded videos are absolutely amazing. Great knowledge base. Again, KT, I can't tell you how much we really appreciate you coming on and blessing our show. And we're definitely going to have you on again.
I'll be back.
Thank you so much.
A few quick comments, Troy.
I will say, even when you breathe all of that, it's still just the tip of the iceberg with KT.
Okay, so we got a few comments. Nicole Brown says, sounds like a good plant, sunlight, and water. And then Christy Brown said, I'm going to watch the videos. I'm a little scared because I love pork and beef.
You and most every other black person in the country.
That's right.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You got to start somewhere.
That's right. Sean said, great show. Thank you,
hey,
KT. You know we love you. Thank you, KT, man. We appreciate
you.
We appreciate you, man. We appreciate you to take the time to come and talk with us, man, to drop some jewels.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we really
Not
do
a problem,
appreciate it.
man. I'm here for all of you.
Thank you, man.
I appreciate KT.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother. You know I got you.
All right, y'all. That ends
what it is.
That ends the 11th episode of Idiot Box. We'll see you next Thursday for the 12th.
We're in a lot of trouble because less than 3% of you people read books. Listen to me. Television is not the truth. Television is a goddamn amusement park. Television is a circus, a carnival, a traveling troupe of acrobats, storytellers, dancers, singers, jugglers, sideshow freaks, lion tamers, and football players. We'll tell you anything you want to hear. We lie like hell. We'll tell you any shit you want to hear. We deal in illusions, man. None of it is true. You're beginning to believe the illusions. This is mass madness, you maniacs. In God's name, you people are the real thing. We